Hi, welcome to the Veronica Harris Show. I am your host, Veronica Harris, and I have my co-host today.
Also, co-captain Gregory Harris.
You just the co-captain today?
Yeah, you captain. I'm gonna be your co-captain today.
Okay, the co-captain. Well, today we have with us a special guest. It is our father, Mr. Lafayette Harris. He is here to talk to us today about some common sense wisdom things. You know, things that young people should know that perhaps you didn't listen to growing up. But we're going to talk to him today to find out what those wisdoms were, or those Harrisisms, as we like to call. So, welcome to the show, Mr. Harris.
Oh, thank you for having me.
What's up, old timer? Put it there. Man.
All right. Well, first of all, let's tell our audience a little bit about you. So you were born in. Well, first of all, you were born in the year of 1936. Yes.
Yep, in Lewisburg, North Carolina,
And you were born on a farm, correct?
on a farm.
On a farm. Okay. And you came up to D.C. back in the early 50s, but you came by yourself.
I came in 51. I left home because my father, he kind of tricked me out of my tobacco money. And I went to Newport News for a week. I think he thought I wasn't coming back when I left. I went to Newport News for a week, and I stayed there. Then I came to Washington for a week on my way to New Jersey, and I didn't get no further than Washington.
Okay. Now, how old were you when you made this journey?
16.
16?
Mm,
Word on the street was you were 15.
well, it could have been. Could have been.
A long time ago.
That was 51, that was 1951.
Okay, so it was a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
That was a long time ago. All right, so you need to say, so you've been in D.C. a long time. So you've seen D.C., a lot of the changes that have gone on in D.C. Yes?
Whole lot of changes.
There's a whole lot of
A lot of
changes.
places you couldn't go.
A lot of places you couldn't go. Why?
Oh, just like it was in North Carolina. A lot of places you couldn't go with prejudice.
Oh, because that you were black?
Sure wasn't white.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, today's topic, the theme of this show is called Things My Father Told Me. So basically, I'm going to be talking about things that you told us that have stayed with me all these years. You know, these little wisdoms or witticisms that have helped me along my way. But before I talk about the things that I've learned from you, I would like for you to tell us and our viewers, what are some things that your father has told you that has stayed with you all these many years?
Well, it's one thing my father told me the day I left home. I don't know what I should say it or not.
You can't tell him that one.
You think I should tell
You
it?
can't tell him that one. Give him pick something else.
I can decent it up.
Okay, well,
Decent it up.
then.
Well, the day my father gave me an acre of tobacco, and he told everybody, because my father had gave my two brothers an acre of tobacco, and every year, whatever they made, it was theirs. Because my father said, look, I'm going to give you an acre of tobacco, and regardless of what the acre of tobacco brings, whether it's $500, $1,000, that was your money. And all you have to do is buy your dress clothes. I take care of the everyday clothes and the school clothes. So my oldest brother had went to Newport News. My older brother got married, went to Newport News. My other brother went to school in the college in Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee. So, and my mother and father, they separated. And so me and my father were just home by ourselves for 3 years. And so he gave me this acre of tobacco. He told everybody, I think I gave him an acre of tobacco, and whatever the tobacco brings here. So we took the tobacco to Lewisburg and sold it. And the lady counted for my father like $3,000 cash money.
That's a lot of money back then.
A whole lot of money. My father, he was a great farmer. He really could farm tobacco. White folk, black folk, green folk, everybody asked me
Green folks. Okay.
how could he,
Yeah.
asked me how he, you know,
Raised
raised good tobacco. And he had a gift for raising tobacco. And so the black shank jumped in my acre of tobacco and killed half of
A black who?
a disease called black shank.
Oh, okay.
And so my little tobacco brought $500.
Okay.
So after the lady had claimed that my father had 3,000, then my father, no, it came to my 3,500. Then my father looked at me and said, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. I said, why you stop? He said, that's all you get. I said, but you told me. I said, Black Shank got half of my back. At least you should give me $1,000. You got 3,000. That's all you're getting. I said, okay. I went across the street, bought me a suitcase. Oh, back there, them cloth suitcases.
Right.
Bought me a suitcase. When I got my cousin, he was in town. He took me home. Got my little old clothes. Didn't have. I could got about a shopping bag. Put them in there and put it in a little suitcase. Came back. My father was down in the bottom. They called it the bottom where the beer garden. They called it the bottom. Came back. I said, man, I went and bought my ticket to Newport News. And I said, I went out to my father. He was down in the bottom. So I said, Papa, I'm going to Newport News for a couple of weeks. He said, yeah. All right. So you going to the big city now, ain't you? I said, yeah. He said, tell you one thing you should do when you go. He said, when you go to the city and meeting all them gals up there, he said, be careful, cause one mistake ain't worth $8 a week for 18 years. That we're talking about child support.
Oh, okay.
And that stuck with me. I ain't never forgot it. 79 years old, still think about it.
But you got 3 kids now.
Yeah, I'm married though.
Oh, okay.
And he made it plain to me, say, if you get a child, you got to take care of it.
Oh, okay.
So I never
Chasing
forgot
them
that.
gals in the big city.
Chasing the gals in the big
Yeah.
city. All right. Well, that was old Elbert Harris, as we know, as old grandfather, our grandfather, Elbert Harris.
Edward Harris.
Elbert Harris. But growing up, you were a good baseball player.
Yeah, I started playing baseball when I was 12 years old.
You 12-year-old. And
Playing
We ain't gonna
with
talk
guys
about-
in their 20s.
you let me.
We ain't gonna talk about-
I'm the host.
The vice he passed on.
Well, we get into that.
We gotta talk about his baseball first.
Yes. Back up. Anyway, you were a good baseball player.
Played semi-pro, didn't make it. I don't mean to be like you didn't make it, but
I didn't make it. I didn't ever go.
you were really good. Oh, you were real good.
Well, no, the reason why you didn't make it is because you had opportunity to go up and try out for the big league.
Yeah.
But
You really that good though?
When I was,
Everybody thinks
and when I
you shush.
And I when I came to Washington, I was 16 and started playing ball with a guy named Johnny Montgomery. He had a team down in Southern Maryland, down at Lexington Park. And I was really good because a couple guys that played in Southern Maryland, they went to St. Louis.
How good was you? If you was a pro, what would they remind you of? What they said you? If you came before the pros, who they said played like you?
Well, when I played, I didn't miss nothing.
They called you Hawk because of your vision.
Yep.
You ain't had no errors? Know what you saying?
I played every position but pitch and third base.
Played every position. You was the best at every position.
I
He
was,
said, but he didn't pitch it.
I was the
Never
best.
pitched.
I was the best in Southern Maryland.
And you hit over 500 home runs too?
Oh, I hit a lot of home runs.
He didn't
Hit
say
a
what
Did you
lot.
call them first?
Huh?
Did you call them before you hit
Well,
them
I
all?
have told some of them where to
ain't
stay.
told nobody.
Yes, I did.
ain't told nobody.
I was left-handed. I was left-handed.
Oh, you bad lefty.
Yep.
How many bases you stole? You
I
stole all the bases
I
too?
said, get back.
Did you steal?
I would tell them like that, get back. And
Stole bases?
oh yeah.
Did it all.
And I never forgot, I played third base one Sunday. That was a hot spot. That was too much for me. I said I ain't never
So you
playing
couldn't
that
play in a
no more.
hot corner.
That was a hot corner. But and I was living 1534 D Street Northeast. And I was staying with this guy named Johnny Montgomery. Me and him both were working at S&W. He was a bakery there. He had money, and he was a number writer. So he told me, he said, Harris, I will send you to Florida for to the farm team to trial. He said, if you make it, you give me 10% of your money for 3 years. If you don't make it, you don't owe me nothing. Oh, man. I was all up and on, 16 years old. I was fast. Couldn't tell me nothing. And I went home and told my mother. My mother was living here. My mother, she's my foster raised. She came to Washington. I went home and told her mother, Mama, I'm going to Florida. Try it for baseball. Boy, you going to Florida? You got this good job. You got making $40 a week. So you can't do that. So
Listen to it too.
You better listen to your mother. So I listened to her. That's why that ended that. But I played ball up until '72 in Southern Maryland.
And that's when I was born.
Yep, I played ball just before you were born.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. So now we're going to get to the part about the stuff. You know, you gotta watch him sometimes. But anyway, the stuff that you told us growing up, I remember the one thing you always used to say to us: you either gonna pay now or you gonna pay later.
That's true.
And I've always taken that to mean that when you're in life, things that you do, it's best to do it right the first time.
That's right.
Or it's going to cost you more in the end.
Cost you, and cost you if you don't do it up front right, you're gonna pay in the back.
And I know you sort of like thought about that when I look at that with our education. Like you paid up front as far as like sending us to private school, getting us, if tutors, sending us to camps, putting us in position to do everything that we could do to succeed. So that later on, when it came down for college, like you didn't pay for any of us to go to college. Like we all had scholarships.
Yeah, but when you went overseas for a year, I didn't think I had to pay no money, but I still send you money.
But I worked for most of that money.
Yeah. So, but anyway, when I was making pretty good money, my wife,
our mother,
our mother was making pretty good money. So we had a choice to move out in Maryland, because they would never take you to Virginia when you were looking at a house. They always take you to Maryland. I asked her, why can't you take me to Virginia? Why you got to take me to Maryland all the time? I said, don't even bother me no more if you can't take me to D.C. I want a house in D.C. So anyway, and we could have moved out in Maryland and got the big house and got the big car. But I told my wife, I said, look, this is the way we're gonna do the thing. I said, if we could afford the big house and the big car, fine. But if we can't afford it, we got to put our stuff on the back burner. Make sure the kids get a good education. 'Cause I didn't have a good education. My wife, she had a good education. I said, because I'm not gonna drive the big pretty car and have the big pretty home and can't send my kids to school to get a good education. I said, because my child will never throw up in my face, Daddy, if you had sent us to school like Mr. So-and-so sent their children to school, I wouldn't have to be asking you for nothing, staying with you. I said, give them a good education. I'm gonna put my mess on, put our stuff on the back burner, and cause they ain't gonna be around long. And once they get grown, then we gonna do our thing. That's the way I did it.
Okay. Well, I've used that for anything that I do in life. I know I always keep that whenever I make a decision. Like if I'm going to purchase something, if we want to do something, I was like, you know what? I'd rather put out the money now It may seem like an expense. Buy what I can afford,
Buy
the best that I can afford. Because trust me, if I have to come back to it later, it usually always costs you more.
Buy something cheap, it ain't no good.
Definitely.
Get the best.
Anything you want to add to that one?
To that one?
Yeah, because I have another one. You want to add to that one?
No, I don't want to add to that. I want to talk about my own.
I told this young man here, when he was 8 years old, I took him to the barber shop. I said, he gonna come get a haircut every 2 weeks. For some reason or another, I forget to give him the money. He's still coming down here and get a haircut. And when I get home, I come pay you. So he started going to the barber shop when he was 8 years old. And the main thing I told him, I said, I said, the boys in the neighborhood, I said, when you go to the store with the boys in the neighborhood, if you ain't got no money, don't go in there. You ain't got no business in there. If you got money, go in there and buy what you're gonna buy and come out. Don't go hanging around in there.
No loitering.
Don't hang with them.
Don't hang with them, because you get yourself out in trouble.
Get yourself in trouble every time.
Okay. All the stuff that you...
We'll wait till the next break.
All right.
So we're going to continue with this conversation on things my father told us that you should have listened to, but you didn't, but now you wish you had, type of deal. So we're going to start with your part when we come back next. So we're going to take a break right now.
No, we got to get to you and Valerie.
No, wait about me and Valerie. But for right now, we're going to take a break. Okay, and everybody, I hope you stay right with us because we'll be right back.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Welcome back, and we're continuing our conversation called Things My Father Told Us. So the first thing that you told me that I've always taken to heart and still listen to today is you're either going to pay now or you're going to pay later. The second thing that you always told me that I've always taken to heart is always have the right tools for the job. I know that you won't even touch a job. You won't even begin. You won't even look at it. You won't even sniff at it if you don't have the right tools for the job. If you look down and you don't see your proper tools, you'll be like, I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it until I have the right tools for the job. Which also brings us back to you either pay now or you pay later. Because if you go to start a job and you don't have the right tools for the job, or you don't invest and make sure that you have the right things that you need to do what you have to do, it's going to cost you more on the back end.
That's true. That's true. Anytime you do something, you get your right tools. If you don't have your right tools, you're just working against yourself.
Right.
Veronica,
what?
So that's two you got to talk about already.
Yes.
I ain't talking about any yet.
Okay, your turn.
It's my turn now?
Your turn.
And why you always talk about the ones that, I don't know, that are real,
common sense?
Family friendly.
That are common sense, that make sense, that people should do?
Yeah, people should do. I mean,
but people don't do?
Like they're more like parables from the Bible or something.
Because.
Like you can pull those right out of the Bible.
I'm a Christian.
What about the stuff he told us that we ain't listened to?
That's you. The stuff that you didn't listen to.
You had some too. I'll tell you my top 3 I didn't listen to.
Okay, well, see, that's the difference.
You know what, though, Dad?
As I being the oldest, I listened.
It ain't that I didn't want to listen to it.
But you
I
just
wanted
didn't.
to listen to it.
And you suffered the consequences.
But it was too much temptation out there.
Yeah, see, that's
Could
what
not say no to all that temptation.
And that's why you're in the position that you're in now.
Hold on, I'm in a good position. You're in a good position? All right. So, number 1. You're young, you got your friends, and then here come your father. Don't hang with your friends. How you gonna stop hanging with your friends? I didn't listen to that one. Wish I would have.
He didn't tell you don't listen to your friends.
He said don't hang with them.
He said don't do what they do.
No, he said, don't hang with them.
That meant don't do what they do.
So who you gonna hang with?
Just don't do what they do.
So I couldn't listen to that one. Wish I did.
Well, you took something to advice because you didn't. I never had to come to jail to get you. And
So
what
many
you
close
and what you.
Close calls.
I ain't, well, whatever you.
You're
Whatever.
right. You didn't have to come get me.
I
no.
never had to come to. I never had to
that
come.
one
I
stuck.
never
That
had.
one stuck.
I
Don't
never
hang with
had to
your
come to jail to get you. And what? And I know you did something wrong. You just didn't get caught.
Number 2. Let's see which one I did listen to a lot. Now you gave me a similar story. Yours was going off to the big city. Mine was going off to
Going overseas?
college.
Oh.
Going off to college. You know, y'all, you did a good job sending me to a private boys' school. You know, being in a single-sex school. You was in a single-sex school. I was in a single-sex school.
Valerie
A lot of the private schools were not co-ed.
Right, correct.
And it was good that I wasn't going to school with girls.
No, it was weird.
I think it was one good thing we did. When you got 8 years old, I told Mama, I said, Mama, I'll take care of Jerry. I'll take Greg and take care of him. You take care of the girls. And when I used to take you and say, you and Valerie went to Lorraine. So we spent a lot of time together. Cause I took you to school in the morning. I picked you up from school. So we had a chance to talk.
We ain't talk too much. I slept in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we did. Sometimes.
But I had a chance to talk to y'all, going and taking y'all to school and picking you up from school and taking y'all to track practicing.
Yeah, spent a lot of time.
And all, we spent a lot of time together. And I'll never forget, you told me your buddy lived around the corner from you, when they would get ready to hang out, they would tell you, say, hey, Greg, you can't go with us.
Yeah,
So
like,
your father, he wouldn't like that. They said, they know how I work. They know how I
Oh, yeah, ain't nobody messing with Mr. Harris. No, nobody messing with Mr. Harris. You know what? That's what I never understood. Somebody, like now we see dad, you know, creep around in his little with his cane and stuff like that. But back in the day, nobody messed with Mr. Harris.
He always looked mean.
Yeah, he always looked mean. Especially when he had that big Carhartt, you know, that big Carhartt vest and stuff.
Summertime, wintertime, you always had a mean mug after you got off work.
Had that beard. The only person I know that wore Super Tims that were polished.
Working outside.
That were polished. I mean, nobody messed with Mr. Harris.
Man, I did construction work, and my shoes shine just like a man's shoe didn't shine on Sunday.
I didn't know how you did that.
That was an easy one to listen to. You preached that one. That's one I listened to.
What?
You know, make sure you wore good shoes.
Yes.
You always made sure you had to wear good shoes.
Well, my father told me when he come, my father had but 2 suits. He had 2 suits, 3 pair of pants. He said, you don't have a whole lot of clothes. Say you get you 2 good suits, couple pair of pants, and a couple of sport coats, and people never know what you got. You can change back and forth. And he said, why buy something? Don't buy season stuff. So buy something you can wear year round. He taught me that.
That's why my closet's so streamlined. You, on the other hand, got 100 pair of shoes
Hold up, wait.
in all different colors.
Why are you talking about me? This ain't about me.
You
This is about
You didn't
you.
hear that part of his advice?
No, but this is about you.
That's the part you should have been
No, this is
listening
the part that he should have been listening to.
You
But then
probably
other
had a
things that
mansion if you listen to that one. All
But
the
this
shoes you
Yeah,
bought.
you should have a lot more money than you got if you had listened to me.
Now,
200 pair of tennis, 100 pair of dress
but check
shoes.
this one out
Makes
though.
sense.
This the number 3
What's the number 3?
I listened to. Wish I didn't listen to.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, what is it?
You gave me the same advice your mother gave you.
What?
1 in the hand better than 2 in the bush. And
Oh,
that
yeah.
one, the 2 in the bush is 2 better than the 1. And you stayed for your $50 job, and I re-signed for $50,000.
Oh, in other words, you should have
Because
left.
he asked me to. He didn't ask me to. But you said, why are you going to leave the $50,000 and not even know if they're going to pick you up? And somebody would have picked me up, because I just did really well that first year overseas.
Oh.
No.
And contract renegotiation came around, and I guess your mother's story was ringing in your head. Why you gonna leave a $50 a week job? Why you gonna turn down $50,000?
I remember telling you this. When you was in Africa, this teen called to the house, and he said he would guarantee you $50,000. But that was when all that mess had broke loose over there, and they were acting crazy over there. And I forget the country he was from.
Israel?
And
I think it was Israel.
And you were going to Belgium. Belgium wasn't paying you much money. This team paying you, and you wanted to go to that team. I said, well, I wouldn't go. I said, because them folks is acting crazy over there. I said, the guy told me they not fighting, acting crazy where they at.
Oh, yeah, that's when Israel.
I said, I wouldn't go.
Israel.
And you choose to go to Belgium.
See, it was your fault. You shouldn't have.
You wouldn't have said nothing.
That was on you.
I'd have waited.
Anyway, but that was a good story. So we heard your 3 things about the things you should have listened to that he told you that you should have listened to.
Time for a break. No, I'm kidding. Is it time for a break yet?
No, it is on. Yes, it is time for a break because when we come back, we're going to be talking about what is Veronica thinking about.
We taught him how to hit a baseball, how to hit a receiver, the strike zone, the net. You taught him how to hit the upper corner. You even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?
It's the time for What is Veronica Thinking? Today, Veronica has been thinking about, or Veronica and Gregory, actually, because I'm going to include you in on this one. We have been thinking about the things that our father has told us throughout the years. And actually, the things that he has told us are actually very common sense things that you can learn just about anywhere. And as Gregory likes to say, they're family friendly, almost like biblical studies. And the reason why I would agree with that is because these are timeless stories, things that can apply to anybody. And in any situation. So when your parents do tell you something, take a minute, think about it, okay? They've been here before. They've done many of the things that you're trying to do. So it doesn't hurt to listen to it. That doesn't mean you're going to follow everything that they say word for word, step for step. Okay. But listen to what they're saying. Heed what they're saying. And take what works for you. And if some things don't work for you, don't be afraid to throw it out. But also, don't be afraid to listen. Because like they say, the life you save could be your own. And that is what Veronica is thinking about today. And Gregory, what are you thinking about?
I like the way you really put that, Veronica, how you talked about those and being really timeless. What I was thinking about, though, was every time I went over somebody's house, spent the night over a teammate's house or something like that, parents would always, talk about how good a job my parents did. Like, sometimes when they would meet me before they met my parents, they would talk about how good a job you did raising me, and I was a real pleasant child to have around, real polite manners and stuff that I had.
Little did they know.
The manners and stuff y'all passed down to me, so it kind of made my my work easy because y'all instilled those really, really great lessons, timeless lessons.
But the bottom line is, any family raising children, it starts at home. Politicians, everybody, they don't want to talk about that. They talk about when a child get in trouble. It starts at home. And you won't have to worry about when that child become a teenager. Mm-hmm. Because if you wait till a child get 8 or 9 years old and try to change, you forget it.
All right.
The barn doors open and the horse is gone.
And that's where we're going to leave it because the horse is gone.
Barn doors open.
And the horse is gone. So thank you for everyone that has tuned in to watch the Veronica Harris Show. And we will be seeing you again next time. Thank you, Mr. Harris, Daddy. Thank you for coming.
Quite welcome.
Thank the man.
Old time.
And we'll see you all next time on the Veronica Harris Show. Thank you.